Modern Indian history. Era of mass nationalism. Era of mass nationalism. With reference to the proposals. With reference to the proposals of Cripps missions, consider the following statement. The Constituent Assembly would have members nominated by the provincial assemblies as well as the princely states. Any province which is not prepared to accept the new constitution would have the right to sign a separate agreement with Britain regarding its future status. With reference to the proposal of Cripps mission, consider the following statement. The Constituent Assembly would have members nominated by the provincial assemblies as well as princely states. Any province which is not prepared to accept the new constitution would have the right to sign a separate agreement with Britain regarding its future status. Which of the statements given above is are correct? So two only correct. Any province which is not prepared to accept the new constitution would have the right to sign a separate agreement with Britain regarding its future status. With reference to 8 August 1942 in Indian history, which one of the following statements is correct? So, the Quit India resolution was adopted by the AICC. The Quit India resolution was adopted by the AICC. Wrong options are the Viceroy Executive Council was expanded to include more Indians. The Viceroy Executive Council was expanded to include more Indians. The Congress ministers resigned in 7 provinces. Cripps proposed an Indian Union with full dominion status once the Second World War was over. With the reference to 8 August 1942 in Indian history, which one of the following statements is correct? The Quit India resolution was adopted by the AICC. And wrong options are the Viceroy's Executive Council was expanded to include more Indians, and the Congress ministers resigned in 7 provinces, and Cripps proposed an Indian Union with full dimension status once the Second World War was over. Third, in India, the first major public appearance of Mahatma Gandhi was in the inaugurations of Banaras Hindu University 1916. In India, the first major public appearance of Mahatma Gandhi was in inauguration of Banaras Hindu University 1916. In India, the first major public appearance of the Mahatma Gandhi was in inauguration of Banaras Hindu University 1916. Wrong options are Champaran 1970, Kheda 1980 and Rowlatt Satyagraha 1990. Who among the following founded the Bhel Seva Mandal in 1922? Who among the following founded the Bhel Seva Mandal in 1922? Amritlal Vittal Das Thakkar. Amritlal Vittal Das Thakkar. Wrong options are Dayaram Gidumal, Guru Saidi Dutt and Dhondo Kesav Kari. Dayaram Gidumal, Guru Saidi Dutt and Dhondo Kesav Kari. Right option Amritlal Vittal Das Thakkar. In the context of the colonial India, Shah Nawaz Khan, Prem Kumar Sehgal and Gurbaksh Singh Dhillon are remembered as officers of the Indian National Army. In the context of colonial India, Shahnawaz Khan, Prem Kumar Sehgal and Gurbaksh Singh Dhillon are remembered as officers of the Indian National Army. Wrong options are leaders of Swadeshi and boycott movement, members of the interim government in 1946, members of the drafting committee in the Constituent Assembly. The Gandhi-Irwin Pact included which of the following? The Gandhi-Irwin Pact included which of the following? Select the correct answer using the code given below. So, invitation to Congress to participate in the Round Table Conference. Invitation to Congress to participate in the Round Table Congress. Withdrawal of ordinances promulgated in connection with the civil disobedience movement. Withdrawal of ordinance promulgated in connection with the civil disobedience movement. Release of only those prisoners who were not charged with violence. Release of only those prisoners who were not charged with violence. So the Gandhi Event Pact included with which of the following: invitation to Congress to participate in the Round Table Conference, and Gandhi Event Pact included which of the following: withdrawal of ordinance promulgated in connection with the civil disobedience movement, release of any those prisoners who were not charged with violence. The wrong option: acceptance of Gandhiji's suggestion for inquiry into police excesses. Acceptance of Gandhiji's suggestion for inquiry into police excesses. Consider the following pairs: movement organization and leader. All India Anti-Untouchability League Mahatma Gandhi. All India Anti-Untouchability League Mahatma Gandhi. All India Anti-Untouchability League Mahatma Gandhi. All India Kisan Sabha Swami Sahajanand Saraswati. All India Kisan Sabha Swami Sahajanand Saraswati. All India Kisan Sabha Swami Sahajanand Saraswati. Swami Sahajanand Saraswati. All India Kisan Sabha Swami Sahajanand Saraswati. Self-respect movement Naikar. Self-respect movement Naikar. Self-respect movement Naikar. Self-respect movement Naikar. E.V. Ramaswamy. Self-respect movement Naikar. E.V. Ramaswamy. Self-respect movement Naikar. E.V. Ramaswamy. Which of the pairs given above are correctly matched? Which of the pairs? Patronage 1 and 2 and 3. Now next, with reference to the British colonial rule in India, to British with reference to the British colonial rule in India, consider the following statements. With reference to the British colonial rule in India, consider the following statements. Consider the following statements. Consider the following statements. Mahatma Gandhi was instrumental in the abolition of the system of indentured labor. Mahatma Gandhi was instrumental in the abolition of the system of indentured labor, and the consequent upon the breaking of the salt law by Indian people, the Indian National Congress was declared illegal by the colonial rulers. Consequent upon the breaking of the salt law by the Indian people, the Indian National Congress was declared illegal by the colonial rulers. In wrong option, in Lord Chelmsford's War Conference, Mahatma Gandhi did not support the resolution on recruiting Indians for World War. In 1920, which of the following changed its name to Swarajya Sabha? In 1920, which of the following changed its name to Swarajya Sabha? All India Home Rule League. 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 In 1920, which of the following changed its name to Swarajya Sabha? All India Home Rule League. Not Hindu Mahasabha, not South India Liberal Federation, not the Servant of Indian Society. Which one of the following is a very significant aspect of the Champaran Satyagraha? Which one of the following is a very significant aspect of the Champaran Satyagraha? Which one of the following is a very significant aspect of the Champaran Satyagraha? So, joining the peasant unrest to India's national movement. Joining of peasant unrest to India's national movement. Not active all India participation of lawyer, students and women in the national movement. Active involvement of Dalit and tribal communities of India in the national movement, and drastic decrease in the cultivation of the plantation crop and commercial crop. So which one of the following is a very significant aspect of the Champaran Satyagraha? Joining of the peasant unrest to India's national movement. In the context of Indian history, the principles of diarchy refers to in the context of Indian history, diarchy Diarchy. The principle of diarchy. Principles of diarchy refers to divisions of subjects delegated to the provinces into two categories. Divisions of the subjects delegated to the provinces into two categories, which, with reference to Indian freedom struggle, consider the following events. With reference to the Indian freedom. Division of subject delegated to the provinces into two categories. With reference to Indian freedom struggle, consider the following events. With reference to Indian freedom struggle, consider the following events. Second Round Table Conference, then Quit India Movement launch, and then mutiny in Royal Indian Navy. Second Round Table Conference, Second Round Table Conference, and then Quit India Movement launched, and then mutiny in Navy. Royal Indian Navy. With objective of the Butler Committee of 1927 was to improve the relationship between the Government of India and the Indian states. The objective of the Butler Committee of 1927 was to the objective of the Butler Committee of 1927 was to the objective of the Butler Committee of the 1927 was to improve the relationship between the Government of the India and the Indian state. The subject of the Butler Committee of the 1927 was to the objective of the Butler Committee. The objective of the Butler Committee of the 1927 was to improve the relationship between the Government of India and the Indian state. Define the jurisdictions of the central and provincial government. Defines the powers of the Secretary of the State for India. Impose censorship of national press. But the objective of the Butler Committee of the 1927 was to improve the relationship between the Government of India and the Indian state. The plan of FIR Stafford, sorry, the plan of Sir Stafford Cripps envisaged that after the Second World War, India should be given dominion status. India should be given dominion status. The plan of the Sir Stafford Cripps envisaged that after the Second World War, India should be given dominion status. India should be granted committee independence. India should be partitioned into two before granting independence. India should be made a republic with the condition that the will join the Commonwealth. The right option is India should be given dominion status. Dominion. With reference to Rowlatt Satyagraha, which of the following statements is are correct? With reference to Rowlatt Satyagraha, which of the following statements are correct? The Rowlatt Act was based on the recommendation of the Sanitation Committee. The Rowlatt Act was based on the recommendation of the Sanitation Committee. In the Rowlatt Satyagraha, Gandhiji tried to utilize the Home Rule League. The Rowlatt Satyagraha, Gandhiji tried to utilize the Home Rule League. And with the reference to the Rowlatt Satyagraha, which one of the following statement is correct? The Rowlatt Act was based on the recommendation of the Sanitation Committee. In the Rowlatt Satyagraha, Gandhiji tried to utilize the Home Rule League, not demonstration against the arrival of Simon Commission coincided with the Rowlatt Satyagraha. 16 question. With reference to Congress Socialist Party, consider the following statement. With reference to Congress Socialist Party, consider the following statement. None. It advocated the boycott of British goods and evasions of taxes. Wrong. It wanted to establish the dictatorship of proletariat. Wrong option. The advocate separate electorate for minorities and oppressed classes. Who of the following organized a march on the Tanjore forced to break the salt law in April 1930. Who of the following organized a march on the Tanjore coast to break the salt law in April 1930? C. Rajgopalachari. C. Rajgopalachari. Who of the following organized a march on the Tanjore coast to break the salt law in April 1930? C. Rajgopalachari. Not V.O. Chidambaram Pillai, not K. Kamraj, not N. Desai. The Radcliffe Committee was appointed to delimit the boundaries between India and Pakistan. The Radcliffe Committee was appointed to delimit the boundaries between India and Pakistan, not solve the problem of minorities in India, not give effect to the independence bill, not inquire into the rights to East Bengal. 19 Question. The 1929 session of Indian National Congress. The 1929 session of the Indian National Congress is of significance of the history of the freedom movement, which is the attainment of Purna Swaraj was adopted as the goal of the Congress. The 1929 session of the Indian National Congress is of significance in the history of the freedom movement because the attainment of the Purna Swaraj was adopted as the goal of Congress. Not attainment of self-government was declared as the objective of the Congress, not non-cooperation movement was launched, not a decision to participate in the Round Table Conference in London was taken. The people of India agitated against the arrival of Simon Commission because there was no Indian member in the Simon Commission. The people of India agitated against the arrival of Simon Commission because there was no Indian member in the Simon Commission. Quit India movement was launched in response to Cripps' proposal. Quit India movement was launched in response to Cripps' proposal. Quit India movement was launched in response to Cripps' proposal, not Cabinet Mission Plan, not Simon Commission report, not Wavell Plan. The Congress ministries resigned in the seven provinces in 1939 because the Congress ministries resigned in the seven provinces in 1939 because none of the statements A, B, and C given above is correct. None of the statements A, B, and C given above is correct. So, the Congress should not form minister in the order of four provinces. Emergence of the left wing in the Congress made the working of the ministries impossible. There was widespread communal disturbance in their province. Which of the following parties were established by the Dr. B.R. Ambedkar? Which of the following parties were established by the Dr. B.R. Ambedkar? Second and third, All India Scheduled Caste Federation, the Independent Labour Party, the Peasant and Workers' Party of India. This is wrong. All India Scheduled Caste Federation, and the second, the Independent Labour Party. Mahatma Gandhi undertook fast unto death in 1932 mainly because Ramsay MacDonald announced the Communal Award. Mahatma Gandhi undertook fast unto death in 1932 mainly because Ramsay MacDonald announced the Communal Award. The Round Table Conference failed to satisfy Indian political aspirations. Congress and Muslim League had difference of opinion, and the right option, Ramsay MacDonald, announced the Communal Award. The Lahore session of the Indian National Congress. The Lahore session of Indian National Congress 1929 is very important in history because the Congress passed a resolution demanding complete independence. The Lahore session of Indian National Congress 1929 is very important in history because the Congress passed a resolution demanding complete independence. The rift between the extremists and moderates was resolved in that session. The resolution was passed rejecting the two-nation theory in that session. Wrong option. So the Rowlatt Act aimed at imprisonment without trial and summary procedures for trial. The Rowlatt Act aimed at 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 imprisonment without trial and summary procedures for trial. Compulsory economic support to war efforts. These are these are not suppressions of the Khilafat movement, impositions of the restrictions on freedom of the press. The right option imprisonment without trial and summary procedures for trial. Which one of the following observation is not true about the Quit India movement of 1940? Which one of the following observation is not true about the Quit India movement of 1942? It was led by Mahatma Gandhi. Which one of the following observation is not true about the Quit India movement of 1940? It was led by the Mahatma Gandhi. It was a non-violent movement, not it was a spontaneous movement. Spontaneous movement. It did not attack the labor class in general. Labor class in general. Labor class in general. Labor class in general. The right option, it was led by the Mahatma Gandhi. What was the reason for Mahatma Gandhi to organize a satyagraha on behalf of the peasant of Kheda? What was the reason for Mahatma Gandhi? What was the reason for Mahatma Gandhi to organize a satyagraha on behalf of the peasant of Kheda? The administration did not suspend the land revenue collections to by spite of a drought. The administration did not suspend the land revenue collection in spite of the drought. So, what was the reason for Mahatma Gandhi to organize a satyagraha on behalf of the peasant of Kheda? The administration did not suspend the land revenue collection in spite of a drought. And wrong option, the administration proposed to introduce permanent settlement in Gujarat. With reference to the period of Indian freedom struggle, which of the following was recommended by the Nehru Report? With reference to the period of Indian freedom struggle, which of the following was and was recommended was uh, what the reason Mahatma Gandhi organized a satyagraha on the behalf of the peasants of what was the reason for Mahatma Gandhi organizing satyagraha on the behalf of the peasant of Kerala? The administration did not suspend the land revenue collection in spite of the drought. What was the reason of Mahatma Gandhi organizing satyagraha on the behalf of the peasant of Kerala? The administration did not suspend the land revenue collection in the spite of drought. The administration proposed to introduce permanent settlement in Gujarat. This is wrong option. With the reference to period of Indian freedom struggle, which of the following was recommended by the Nehru Report? With the reference to the period of What was the reason of the Mahatma Gandhi to organize a satyagraha on behalf of the peasant of Kerala? The administration did not sustain the land revenue collection in spite of drought. With the reference to the period of Indian freedom struggle, which of the following was recommended by What was the reason of Mahatma Gandhi to organize a satyagraha on the behalf of the peasant of Kerala? The administration did not sustain the land revenue collection in spite of drought. The administration proposed to introduce permanent settlement in Gujarat. The administration proposed to introduce permanent settlement in Gujarat. With the reference to the period of Indian freedom struggle, which of the following were recommended by the Nehru Report? With the reference to the period of Indian freedom struggle, which of the following was recommended by the Nehru Report? So, joint electorates for reservation for minorities, provisions of fundamental right for the people of India in the Constitution. So, those are right statements, and one is not right. Complete independence for India. After going to his Quit India movement, Rajagopalachari issued a pamphlet entitled "The Way Out", which one of the following was proposed in this pamphlet. After the Quit India movement, C. Rajagopalachari issued a pamphlet entitled "The Way Out", which one of the following was a proposal in this pamphlet. A solution to the constitutional deadlock. A solution to the constitutional deadlock. A solution to the constitutional deadlock. Solution to the deadlock. Who among the following were official Congress negotiations with the Cripps Mission? Who among the following were official Congress negotiations with the Cripps Mission? Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru and Maulana Azad. 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 Who among the following were official Congress negotiations with the Cripps Mission? Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru and Maulana Azad. Gandhi and Sardar Patel, Acharya Jodi Kripalani and C. Rajagopalachari, Prasad and Rafi Ahmed Khidavi. Who among the following drafted the Fundamental Rights Resolution? Who among the following drafted Fundamental Rights Resolution for the Karachi section of Congress in 1931? Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru. Who among the following drafted the Fundamental Rights Resolutions of the Karachi section of the Congress in 1931? Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru. And right after Mahatma Gandhi, Dr. Rajendra Prasad, Dr. B.R. Ambedkar. With a reference to the Simon Commission recommendation, which one of the following statement is correct? Which recommended the replacement of the Dayal with the responsible government in the provinces. With a reference to the Simon Commission recommendation, which one of the following statement is correct? They recommended the replacement of the Dayal with the responsible government in the provinces. Who of the following founded the Ahmedabad Textile Labour Association? Who of the following founded the Ahmedabad Textile Labour Association? Who of the following founded the Ahmedabad Textile Labour Association? Mahatma Gandhi. Who of the following founded the Ahmedabad Textile Labour Association? Mahatma Gandhi. With which one of the following moments in the slogan "Do or Die" associated? Which one of the following moments in the slogan "Do or Die" associated with India movement? With which one of the following moments in the slogan "Do or Die" associated with India movement? Wrong of Swadeshi movement, non-cooperation movement, and civil disobedience movement. In the individual Satyagraha, Vinoba Bhave was chosen as the first Satyagrahi. Who was the second? Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru. In the individual Satyagraha, Vinoba Bhave was chosen as the first Satyagrahi. Who was the second? Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru. Consider the following statement. Consider the following statement. The CRIPS proposal include the provision for creation of constitution making body. Consider the following statement. The CRIPS proposal include the provision for creation of constitution making body. Consider the who of the following Prime Minister sent press mission to India? Winston Churchill. Winston Churchill. Who of the following Prime Minister sent press mission to India? Winston Churchill. Not James Ramsay MacDonald, Stanley Baldwin, nor James Baldwin. During the Indian freedom struggle, who of the following raised an army called Free Indian Legion? Subhash Chandra Bose, not Ras Behari Bose, not Lal Hardayal, not V.D. Savarkar. Consider the following statement assertion. The Congress ministries in all the provinces resigned in the year 1939. Reason: the Congress did not accept the decision of the Viceroy to declare war against Germany in the context of the Second World War. A and R are individually true, and R is correct explanations of A. Which one of the following suggested the constitutions of the Viceroy Executive Council in which all the portfolio, including that war members, were to held by the Indian leaders? Which one of the following suggested the reconstitutions of the Viceroy Executive Council in which all the portfolio including that war members were to be held by the Indian leaders? Shimla Conference 1945. Shimla Conference 1945. Not Family Commission 1927. Not Crest Mission 1940. Not Cabinet Mission 1946. Which portfolio was held by the Dr. Rajendra Prasad in the Indian government formed in the year 1946? Food and Agriculture. Food and Agriculture. Which portfolio was held by the Dr. Rajendra Prasad in the Indian government formed in the year 1946? Food and Agriculture. Not Defense, not External Affairs and Commonwealth Relations, not Food and Agriculture portfolio was held by the Dr. Rajendra Prasad interim government formed in the year 1946. Who among the following was the president of the Indian National Congress when the resolution of Purna Swaraj was passed? Jawaharlal Nehru. Who among the following was the president? Who among the following was the president of the Indian National Congress when the resolution of Purna Swaraj was passed? Jawaharlal Nehru. Not Nala Lajpat Rai, not Surendranath Banerjee, not Dadabhai Naoroji. Which of the following pairs are correctly matched? Which of the following pairs are correctly matched? Moment Satyagraha or person activity associated with Champaran Rajendra Prasad, Sridhar Vallabhbhai Patel, Ahmedabad Mill Workers Morarji Devarao. Select correct answer using code. Consider the following statements. Consider the following statement. Which one of the statements given above are correct? Which one of the statements given above are correct? Lord Mountbatten was the viceroy when the Simla Conference took place. Lord Mountbatten was the viceroy when the Simla Conference took place. Lord Mountbatten was the viceroy when the Simla Conference took place. Indian Navy Revolt 1946 took place when the Indian sailors in the Royal Indian Navy at the Bombay and Karachi rose against the government. Indian Navy Revolt 1946 took place when the Indian sailors in the Royal Indian Navy at Bombay and Karachi rose against the government. So two only right options. In October 1920, who of the following headed a group of Indians gathered at Tashkent to set up a Communist Party of India? M. Roy. In October 1920, who of the following headed a group of Indians gathered at Tashkent to set up a Communist Party of India? M. Roy. And not M.C. Chagla, not P.C. Joshi, not H.K. Sarkar. At which conversation was the working committee authorized to launch a program of civil disobedience? At which conversation was the working committee authorized to launch a program of civil disobedience? Lahore. At which conversation was the working committee authorized to launch a program of civil disobedience? Lahore. Consider the following statements: in the first Roundtable Conference, Dr. Ambedkar demanded separate electorates for the depressed classes. In the first Roundtable Conference, Dr. Ambedkar demanded separate electorates for the depressed class. In the Pune Pact, social provisions for representation of the depressed people in the local bodies and civil service were made. In the Pune Pact, special provisions for representation of the depressed people in the local bodies and civil service were made. The Indian National Congress did not take part in the third round table conference. The Indian National Congress did not take part in the third round table conference. So one and three statements given above are correct. In which one of the following provinces was the Congress ministry not formed under the Act of 1935? In which one of the following provinces was the Congress ministry not formed under the Act of 1935? In which one of the following provinces was the Congress ministry not formed under the Act of 1935? Punjab. Wrong options are Bihar, Madras, Odisha. Consider the following statement. Which of the statements are correct? On the eve of launch of Quit India Movement, on the eve of launch of Quit India Movement, Mahatma Gandhi asked the princes of the princely state to accept the sovereignty of their people. Asked the princes of princely state to accept the sovereignty of their people. So third is the right option. Wrong option: asked the government servant to resign. Asked the soldiers to leave their post. Which party was founded by the Subhash Chandra Bose in the year 1939 after he broke away from the Congress? Which party was founded by the Subhash Chandra Bose in the year 1939 after he broke away from the Congress? Forward Bloc. Not Indian Freedom Party, not Azad Hind Fauj, not Revolutionary Front. Forward Bloc. Which one of the following statements is correct? Which one of the following statements is correct? The Constituent Assembly of India was elected by the Provincial Assembly in the year 1946. The Constituent Assembly of India was elected by the provincial assemblies in the year 1946. Wrong options are Jawaharlal Nehru, M.A. Jinnah, and Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel were members of the Constituent Assembly of India. The first sessions of the Constituent Assembly of India was held in January 1947. The Constitution of India was adopted on 26 January 1940. During the Indian freedom struggle, who among the following proposed that Swaraj should be defined as complete independence free from all foreign control? During the Indian freedom struggle, who among the following proposed that Swaraj should be defined as complete independence free from all foreign control? Maulana Hasrat Mohali. Maulana Hasrat Mohali, not Mazharul Haq, not Hakim Ajmal Khan, not Abul Kalam Azad. When the Congress leader condemned the Montego Chelmsford when Congress leader condemned the Montego Chelmsford, moderates left the party to form the Indian Liberal Federation. Indian Liberal Federation, not Swaraj Party, not Indian Freedom Party, not Independence Federation of India. An important aspect of the Cripps Mission of 1942 was the creation of an Indian Union with the Dominion status after the Second World War. An important aspect of the Cripps Mission of 1942 was the creation of an Indian Union with Dominion status after the Second World War. And right option is this. And wrong option is that all Indian states should join the Indian Union as a condition to consider the active participation and cooperation of the Indian people, committees, and political parties in British war efforts as a condition for granting independence with full sovereign status to India after the war, and the framing of the constitution for the entire Indian Union with no separate constitutions for any province and the Union Constitution was accepted by all provinces. Who headed the interim cabinet formed in the year 1946? Who headed the interim cabinet formed in the year 1946? Jawaharlal Nehru. Jawaharlal Nehru. Jawaharlal Nehru. Jawaharlal Nehru. Jawaharlal Nehru. Jawaharlal Nehru. Who headed the interim cabinet formed in the year 1946? Jawaharlal Nehru. With the reference to Indian freedom struggle, which one of the following statements is not correct? With reference to Indian freedom struggle, which one of the following statement is not correct? In 1931, the Congress session at Karachi opposed Gandhi Irwin Pact. The Revolt Act aroused a wave of the popular indignation and led to the Jallianwala Bagh massacre. The Rowlatt Act aroused a wave of the popular indignation and led to the Jallianwala Bagh massacre. Subhash Chandra Bose was formed to the Forward Bloc, and Bhagat Singh was one of the founders of the Hindustan Republican Socialist Association. During the Indian freedom struggle, the Khudai Khidmat Guards, also known as Red Shirts, called for. During the Indian freedom struggle, the Khudai Khidmat Guard, also known as Red Shirts, called for the Pathan regional nationalist unity and a struggle against colonialism. The Pathan regional nationalist unity and the struggle against colonialism. During the Indian freedom struggle, the Khudai Khidmat Guards, also known as Red Shirts, called for the Pathan regional nationalist unity and the struggle against colonialism. Right options are the union of the Pashtun tribal areas in northwest with Afghanistan and the adoption of the terrorist tactics and the methods of the terrorizing and finally outside the colonial rulers and the adoption of the communist revolutionist ideology for the political and social reform. The last opportunity to avoid the partition of India was lost with the rejection of cabinet mission. The last opportunity to avoid the partition of India was lost with the rejection of cabinet mission. The last opportunity to avoid the partition of India was lost with the rejection of cabinet mission. Not Cripps mission, not Rajgopalachari formula, not Wavel plan. The president of Indian National Congress at the time of partition of India was Kripalani. The president of Indian National Congress at the time of partition of India was J.B. Kripalani. Not Shri Rajagopalachari, not Jawaharlal Nehru, not Maulana Abdul Kalam Azad. In this instance, we could not play off the Mohammedans against the Hindus. In this instance, we could not play off the Mohammedans against the Hindus. To which one of the following events did this remark of accusation relate? Revolt of 1857. In which instance we could not play off the Mohammedans against the Hindus? To which one of the following events did this remark of accusation relate? Revolt of 1857, not Champaran Satyagraha 1920, not Khilafat of Non-Cooperation Movement 1919-22, not August Movement of 1950. The Balkan Plan for fragmentation of India was the brainchild of Lord Mountbatten. The Balkan Plan for the fragmentation of India was the brainchild of Lord Mountbatten. The Balkan Plan of the fragmentation of India was a brainchild of Lord Mountbatten. Not W. Churchill, not N. A. Jinnah, not V. P. Nair. 63. As an alternative to the partition of India, Gandhi suggested to Mountbatten that he invite Jinnah to form the government. Invite Jinnah to form the government. As an alternative to the partitions of India, Gandhi suggested to the Mountbatten that he invite Jinnah to form the government, not postpone granting of independence, not invite Nehru and Jinnah to form the government together, not invite the army to take over for some time. which Indian nationalist leader looked upon a war between Germany and Britain as a godsend opportunity which would enable Indians to exploit the situation to their advantage, which Indian and nationalist leader looked upon a war between Germany and Britain as a godsend opportunity which would enable Indians to exploit the situation to their advantage. Subhash Chandra Bose, not C. Rajagopalachari, not M. A. Jinnah, not Jawaharlal Nehru. Consider the following statement: Lord Linlithgow described the August movement of 1942 as the most serious rebellion since the Poland Mutiny. There was a massive upsurge of the peasantry in in certain areas, both A and R2, but R is not correct explanations of A. It made its proposal in May. It made its proposal in May. It still wanted a united India. There was to be a federal union composed of British provinces, and the above quotations is related to cabinet mission. It made its proposal in May. It still wanted a united India. There was to be a federal union composed of British provinces, and the above quotations is related to cabinet mission. Cabinet mission, not Simon Commission, not Carnegie Impact, not Cripps Mission. When the Indian Muslim League was inducted into the interim government in 1946, Liaquat Ali Khan was assigned the portfolio of Home. When the Indian Muslim League was inducted into the interim government in 1946, Liaquat Ali Khan was assigned the portfolio of Home, not Foreign Affairs, not Finance, not Defence. Lord Mountbatten came to India as a viceroy along with the specific instructions to accept Jinnah's demand for Pakistan. Lord Mountbatten came to India as a viceroy along with the specific instruction to accept the Jinnah demand for Pakistan, not balkanize the Indian subcontinent, not keep India united if possible, not persuade the Congress to accept partition. The Indian National Congress agreed in 1947 to the partition of the country mainly because they wanted to avoid large-scale communal rights. In Indian National Congress agreed in 1947 the partitions of the country mainly because they wanted to avoid large-scale communal rights. The principles of two-nation theory was then acceptable to them. Wrong option. And it was imposed by the British government and the Congress was helpless in this regard. Wrong option. India would have otherwise lost the opportunity to attain freedom. These are wrong options. The Indian National Congress agreed 1947 to partition of the country mainly because they wanted to avoid large-scale communal rights. What is the correct sequence of the following events? What is the correct sequence of the following events? First, the August of second, the Quit India Movement, and third, the INA trial, and fourth, the Royal India novel narrating the war. First, the August of second, the Quit India Movement, third, the INA trial, and fourth, the Royal India novel narrating revolt. Consider the following statement: the non-cooperation movement led to the Congress becoming a mass movement for the first time. Becoming a mass movement for the first time. Growth of Hindu-Muslim unity. Removal of fear of British might from the middle minds of the people. The non-cooperation movement led to the Congress becoming the mass movement for the first time and growth of Hindu-Muslim unity, removal of fear of the British might from the minds of the people. Not British government's willingness to grant political concession to Indians. These are using code. Let's using code. The meeting of Indian and British political, the meeting of Indian and British political leaders during 1930 to 32 in the London, the was often being referred to as the first, second, and third round table conference. It would be incorrect to refer to them as such because it was an instance of the conference held in their session and not their separate conference, not their separate conference. The meeting of Indian and British political leaders during the 1930 during the 1930 during the 1930 the British political leaders during 1930 to 32 in London in London has often been referred to as the first, second and third round table conference. It would be incorrect to refer to them as such because it was an instance of conference held in their session and not that of three separate conferences. The meeting of Indian British political leaders during 1930 to 32 in London has often been referred to as the first, second and third round table conference. It would be incorrect to refer to them as such because it was an instance of conference held in three sessions and not that of three separate conferences. The right options are the Indian National Congress did not take part in two of them. Indian parties other than the Indian National Congress participating in the conference represented sectional interest and not the whole of India. The British Labour Party had withdrawn from the conference, there making the proceeding of the Congress partition. Which one of the following is not correct about the Cabinet Mission Plan? Which one of the following is not correct about the Cabinet Mission Plan? Acceptance of Pakistan. Acceptance of Pakistan is not correct about the Cabinet Mission Plan. And correct about the Cabinet Mission Plan, provincial grouping, interim cabinet of Indians and constitution framing right. Given below are two statements, one labelled as assertion and other labelled as reason. Assertion: the British sovereignty continued to exist in free India. Given are two statements, one labelled as assertions A and other labelled as reason. Assertion: the British sovereignty continued to exist in free India, and reason: the British sovereign appointed the last Governor General for free India. So A is false but R is true. The radical wing of the Congress party with Jawaharlal Nehru as one of its main leaders founded the Independence for India League in opposition to the Nehru Reports. The radical wing of the Congress party with Jawaharlal Nehru as one of its main leaders founded the Independence for India League in opposition to the Nehru Report. Which of the following were the main objectives of the Khilafat movement? The roused anti-British feeling among the Muslim of India, the roused anti-British feelings among the Muslim of India, to save the Ottoman Empire and preserve the Khilafat. To save the Ottoman Empire and preserve the Khilafat. So two statements are right and wrong options are the main objectives, these are also objective, but main objectives are those anti-British feelings among the Muslim of India and to save the Ottoman Empire and preserve the Khilafat movement. Other examination physics question. The name of the foreign journalist who reported about Satyagrah at Darshana Salt. The name of the foreign journalist who reported about the Satyagrah at Darshana Salt work was Wave Miller. Arrange the following events in the chronological order and select the correct answer from the quotes given below. Arrange the following events in the chronological order and select the correct answer from the quotes given below. Quotes given below. First, civil disobedience movement. Second, Gandhi-Irwin Agreement. Third, Pura Pact. And fourth, Cripps Mission. Given below are two statements. One is labeled as assertions and other as reason. Assertions: in 1946, the Muslim League withdrew its acceptance of the cabinet mission plan. The Muslim League joined the interim government formed in 1946. Both A and are true. R is not the correct explanations of A. Who among the following supported Swaraj Party in Central Legislative Assembly in pre-independent India? M.A. Jinnah. Who among the following supported Swaraj Party in Central Legislative Assembly in pre-independent India? M.A. Jinnah. So who was not supported Swaraj Party in Central Legislative Assembly in pre-independent India? Maulana Abdul Kalam Azad, Dr. Rajendra Prasad, and Jawaharlal Nehru. Who among the following founded the All India Harijan Sevak Sangh in 1932? Who among the following founded the All India Harijan Sevak Sangh in 1932? M. K. Gandhi. Not B. J. Gokhale, not B. R. Ambedkar. Which one of the following was not a cause for starting the non-cooperation movement? Salt law. Salt law. Salt law. Which one of the following was not a cause for starting the non-cooperation movement? Salt law. Not questions of Khilafat, not atrocities in Punjab, not Rowlatt Act. Which one of the following trials attracted worldwide publicity and drew sympathetic comments from the Albert Einstein, H. G. Wells, Harold Lasky, and Roosevelt in favor of the convict? Which one of the following trials attracted worldwide publicity and drew sympathetic comments from the Albert Einstein, H. G. Wells, Harold Lasky, and Roosevelt in favor of the convict? Meerut conspiracy case. Meerut conspiracy case. Not INA trial, not Lahore conspiracy case, Meerut conspiracy case. In which of the following moments women participation is considered to be the maximum? Salt Satyagraha. In which of the following moments women's participation is considered to be the maximum? Salt Satyagraha. Not non-cooperation movement, not Bardoli March, not Quit India movement. What is the name of the party founded by the Somendranath Tagore? What is the name of the party founded by the Somendranath Tagore? Revolutionary Communist Party. Revolutionary Communist Party. Revolutionary Communist Party. Not Indian Bolshevik Party, not Bolshevik Leninist Party, not Radical Democratic Party. The cabinet mission of 1946 was led by the Sir Patrick Lawrence. Sir Patrick Lawrence. The cabinet mission of 1946 was led by the Sir Patrick Lawrence, uh, not Lord Lithgow, not Lord Wavell, not Sir John Simon. Sir John Simon, who headed the Boundary Commission appointed in 1947 in the context of India's partition. Redcliffe, not Mountbatten, not James Bolt, not Richardson. Mhm. The Deepavali Declaration issued in the year 1929 was related to the Dominion status. Dominion status. The Deepavali Declaration issued in the year 1929 was related to the Dominion status, not communal problem, not labor leaders, not untouchability related. Who one of the following had renounced the uh, title of Hajikul Mulk during the Khilafat agitation? Who one of the following had renounced the title of Hajikul Mulk during the Khilafat agitation, Hakim Ajmal Khan. Not by the Maulana Abdul Kalam Azad, not by the Muhammad Ali, not by the Shaukat Ali. The formal name of the Harijan Sevak Sangh was All India Anti-Untouchability League. Anti-Untouchability League. Who of the following had regarded the Karachi session of Indian National Congress 1931 as the pinnacle of Mahatma Gandhi's popularity and prestige? Who of the following had regarded the Karachi session of the Indian National Congress 1931 as the pinnacle of the Mahatma Gandhi's popularity and prestige? S.P. Bose. Not Sita Ramanya, not Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel, not by the Sardar Kishan Singh. Who among the following had seconded Who among the following had seconded the resolution on the partitions in the meeting of All India Congress Committee held in New Delhi in 1947? Abul Kalam Azad. Abul Kalam Azad. Who of the following took the passing of a resolution on the partitions in the meeting of the Congress Committee 1947 as the surrender of the nationalism in the favor of communalism? Doctor Dr. Kilo, by the Dr. Kilo. Which one of the following statements is not correct about which one of the following? Which one of the following statements? Which one of the following statements? Which one of the following statement is not correct about the non-cooperation movement? M.A. Jinnah had supported this movement. M.A. Jinnah had supported this movement. Who among the following had opposed the burning of foreign clothes during the non-cooperation movement? Burning the non-cooperation movement. Rabindranath Tagore, not Subhash Chandra Bose, not by the Subhash Chandra Bose, not by the Shaukat Ali, not by the C.R. Das, not by the C.R. Das, not by the C.R. Das. Who among the following members of the Simon Commission belonged to the Liberal Party? Belonged to the Liberal Party. Sir John Simon, Sir John Simon, Sir John Simon, Sir John Simon. Sir John Simon. Who among the following members of the Simon Commission belonged to the Liberal Party? Sir John Simon, not by the Major Attlee, not by the Stephen Wallace, not by Viscount Burnham. The statement "I want world sympathy in the battle of right against might" is associated with Gandhi's Dandi March. The statement "I want world sympathy in this battle of right against might" is associated with Gandhi's Dandi March. Gandhi's Dandi March. Gandhi's Dandi March. Gandhi Dandi March. Not non-cooperation movement, not individual Satyagraha, not Quit India movement, not by Quit India movement. The Who among the following had demanded the first dominion status? Demanded? Who among the following had demanded the first dominion status in India? Sir Tej Bahadur Sapru and Jaikar. 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 By whom the Quit India resolution was moved in the Bombay sessions of the Congress in year 1942. In 1942. Jawaharlal Nehru. Select the correct chronological order the following events connected with the India's struggle with independence from the code given below. First, Gandhi-Irwin Pact. Second, executions of the Bhagat Singh. And third, Kranchi session of Indian National Congress and second round table conference. Second round table conference. Second round table conference. Who among the following has pleaded on the side of Indian National Army officer in their Red Fort trial? Red Fort trial. Sir T.V. Sapru. After the arrest of the Gandhiji during Salt Satyagraha, who took his place as the leader of the movement, after the arrest of the Gandhiji during Salt Satyagraha, after the arrest of the Gandhiji during the Salt Satyagraha, who took his place as the leader of the movement, Abbas Abbas Tayyabji. The Muslim the Muslims League annual session which gave effect to Jinnah's two-nation theory was held in Lahore. The Muslim League annual session which gave effect to Jinnah's two-nation theory was held in Lahore, not Karachi, not Bombay, not Lucknow. Who of the following was the president of Indian National Congress for consecutive 6 years? Who of the following was the president of the Indian National Congress of consecutive 6 years? Abdul Kalam Azad. Abdul Kalam Azad. The national leader who was the elected president speaker of the Central Legislative Assembly in 1925 was Vittal Bhai Patel. The national leader who was elected president speaker of the Central Legislative Assembly in 1925 was Vittal Bhai Patel. After the Pune Pact of 1932, Harijan Sevak Sangh was established. Its president was Ghanshyam Das Birla. After the Pune Pact of 1932, Harijan Sevak Sangh was established. Its president was Ghanshyam Das Birla. In which of the following session of India National Congress Subhash Chandra Bose was elected as president for the second time? Tripuri session. In which of the following session of the Indian National Congress Subhash Chandra Bose was elected as president for the second time? Tripuri session. Who among the following had moved the non-cooperation resolution in the Nagpur session of the Indian National Congress in 1920? C.R. Das. Who among the following had moved the non-cooperation resolution in the Nagpur session of Indian National Congress in the 1920? C.R. Das. Which one of the following had proposed a three-tier polity for India? Cabinet mission. Which one of the following had proposed a three-tier polity for India? Cabinet mission. The tenure of the Congress ministries formed in the election of 1937 after the Act of 1935 was 28 months. The tenure of the Congress ministries formed in the elections of 1937 after the Act of 1935 was 28 months. Which one of the following is not true about the first round table conference? It was attended by the Congress delegation. This is not true about the first round table conference. True, it was held in 1930. It was to discuss the report of the Simon Commission. It was held in London. So these are true, but that is not true. It was attended by the Congress delegation. Consider the following statements. Assertion: the Congress boycotted the Simon Commission. Reason: the Simon Commission did not have a single Indian member. So both A and R true, but and R is the correct explanation of A. Who of the following supported non-cooperation movement but could not see its result? Bal Gangadhar Tilak. Where was the Mahatma Gandhi when a raid was carried out by the Congress volunteers on the Darshana salt depot in Yarwada jail? In Yarwada jail, Mahatma Gandhi, a raid was carried out by the Congress volunteers on the Darshana salt depot. Who represented the Indian National Congress in Partition Council headed by the Lord Mountbatten? Sardar Patel and Rajendra Prasad. Sardar Patel and Rajendra Prasad, who represented the Indian National Congress in the Partition Council headed by the Lord Mountbatten. Sardar Patel and Rajendra Prasad. Sardar Patel and Rajendra Prasad. The Pune Swaraj resolution adopted at the Lahore session of the Indian National Congress was moved by the J.L. Nehru. The Pune Swaraj resolution adopted at the Lahore session of the Indian National Congress was moved by the J.L. Nehru. Who among the following called Subhash Chandra Bose as Desh Nayak? Rabindranath Tagore. Who among the following called Subhash Chandra Bose as Desh Nayak? Rabindranath Tagore. Not by the Mahatma Gandhi, not by the Ram Mohan Manohar Lohia, not by the Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel. During the freedom struggle, Aruna Asif Ali was a major women organizer of underground activities in Quit India movement. During the freedom struggle, Aruna Asif Ali was a major women organizer of underground activities in Quit India movement. Who was the president of Indian National Congress during the visit of cabinet mission to India? Maulana Abul Kalam Azad. Who was the president of Indian National Congress during the visit of cabinet mission to India? Maulana Abul Kalam Azad. Not by the Jawaharlal Nehru, not by the G.B. Kripalani, not Sarojini Naidu. Muslim League observed the Direct Action Day on 16 August 1946. Muslim League observed the Direct Action Day on 16 August 1946. Jaitrang movement started in Manipur. Jaitrang movement started in Manipur. Jaitrang movement started in Manipur. Who among the following called the movement of Gandhiji as political blackmail? Lord Linthilgo. Lord Linthilgo. Who among the following called the movements of Gandhiji as political blackmail? Lord Linthilgo. The first trade union was founded in India in the year 1918 by B.P. Wadia. B.P. Wadia. The first trade union was founded in India in the year 1918 by B.P. Wadia. Who formed the Radical Democratic Party in 1940? M.N. Roy. Who formed the Radical Democratic Party in 1940? M.M. Roy. Who became the president of the Indian National Congress after the resignation of Subhash Chandra Bose? Rajendra Prasad. Who became the president of the Indian National Congress after the resignations of Subhash Chandra Bose? Rajendra Prasad. Who of the following presided over the Haripura session of the Indian National Congress? S.C. Bose. Who of the following presided over the Haripura session of Indian National Congress? S.C. Bose. Who among the following decided to launch the Independent Party on 16th December 1922? Madan Mohan Malviya and Motilal Nehru. Who among the following decided to launch the Independent Party on 16th December 1922? Madan Mohan Malviya, Motilal Nehru. Not by the Lal Hardayal, not by the Muhammad Ali Jinnah. Which one of the following institutions were founded during the non-cooperation movement? Khasi Vidyapit, Gujarat Vidyapit, Jamia Millia. So which one of the following institutions were founded during the non-cooperation movement 1922-1923? 1920 during the non-cooperation movement, institutions were founded Khasi Vidyapit, Gujarat Vidyapit and Jamia Millia. Consider the following statements. Assertion: the Pune Pact defeated the purpose of communal award. The Pune Pact defeated the purpose of communal award, and reason: it paved the way of the reservation of the seats in the parliament and the state assemblies for the SC and ST people. Both A and R true, and R is the correct explanation of A. Which of the following statements are true about the Simon Commission? It was appointed to inquire into the working of the 1919 Act. It was headed by the Sir John Simon. It recommended a federal form of the government, and it was opposed by the Indian leaders. So these are the right quote given below. The main outcome of 1921 to 22 non-cooperation movement was Hindu-Muslim unity. The main outcome of 1921 to 1922 non-cooperation movement was Hindu-Muslim unity. Who among the following presided over the Karachi session of the Indian National Congress? Who among the following presided over the Karachi session of the Indian National Congress? Vallabhbhai Patel. Vallabhbhai Patel. Who among the following presided over the Karachi session of the Indian National Congress? Vallabhbhai Patel. Consider the following statement: the Quit India movement marked the culmination of Indian national movement, and the reason after the Quit India movement it was need of time to find a suitable mechanism for transfer of power. A and R are individually true, but R is not correct explanation of A. The first commander of Azad Hind Fauj was Mohan Singh. The first commander of Azad Hind Fauj was Mohan Singh. The first commander of Azad Hind Fauj was Mohan Singh. The soldiers of Gharwal regiment refused to fire on the revolutionaries in civil disobedience movement. The soldiers of Gharwal regiment refused to fire on the revolutionaries in civil disobedience movement. Who among the following was not a member of interim cabinet? Who among the following was not a member of the interim cabinet? B.R. Ambedkar. Who among the following was not a member of the interim cabinet? B.R. Ambedkar. Not by the Jawaharlal Nehru, not by the Baldev Singh, not by the Ali Singh. Which one of the following is correctly matched? 1940 Lahore session of Indian National Congress not the correctly matched. 1931 Executive of Rajguru. 1931 Execution of Rajguru. 1931 Execution of Rajguru. 1931 Execution of Rajguru. Who among the following resigned from the presidency of the Congress for making Swaraj Party? Who among the following resigned from the presidency of the Congress for making Swaraj Party? C.R. Das. Who among the following resigned from the presidency of the Congress for making Swaraj Party? C.R. Das. Not by the Motilal Nehru, not by the Vithal Bhai Patel, not by the Feroz Shah Mehta. Lala Lajpat Rai was injured in the Lathi charge in protest to Simon Commission. Lala Lajpat Rai was injured in Lathi charge in the protest to the Simon Commission. Consider the following statements. Assertion: the salt agitation was launched by the Mahatma Gandhi in 1930. Assertion: the salt agitation was launched by the Mahatma Gandhi in 1930. Mahatma Gandhi's object was to make salt available free to the poor. This is wrong. So A is true but R is false. Who warned Gandhiji not to encourage fanatism of Muslim religious leaders and their followers? Who warned Gandhiji not to encourage fanatism of Muslim religious leaders and their followers? Muhammad Ali Jinnah. Not by Aga Khan, not by Ajmal Khan, not by the Hassan Imam. Who tabled a vote for censure against Gandhiji for calling off the non-cooperation movement at the meeting of All India Congress Committee held on February 24, 1922 at Delhi? Who tabled a vote of the censure against Gandhiji for calling off the non-cooperation movement at the meeting of All India Congress Committee held on February 24, 1922 at Delhi? Dr. Monge. Given below is the list of the places. Name those where parallel governments were established during Quit India movement. Select your answer from the code given below the list. 1 and 2. Balia and Satara. Balia and Satara. In the not Hazaribagh, not Meerut, not Agra. In the meeting of All India Committee on the June 14 to 5, 1947, who among voted against the partition of India? Khan Abdul Ghaffar Khan. Not by the Abdul Kalam Azad, not by the Sardar Patel, not by the Govind Vallabh Pant. Which Indian revolutionary helped Subhash Chandra Bose in the establishment of Azad Hind Fauj? Rush Bihari Bose. Rush Bihari Bose. Which Indian revolutionary helped Subhash Chandra Bose in establishment of Azad Hind Fauj? Rush Bihari Bose. Kanpur conspiracy case was against the leaders of communist movement. Kanpur conspiracy case was against the leaders of communist movement. Choose the correct sequence of the events with the help of codes given below. Chori Chori incident, suspension of non-cooperation movement, Bardoli resolution. Who of the following persons called Irvin and Gandhi the two Mahatmas? Sarojini Naidu. Who of the following persons called Irvin and Gandhi two Mahatmas? Sarojini Naidu, which were not allocated a separate electorate and reserved seats by the communal award of M. MacDonald. Buddhist. Buddhist. Buddhist not allocated separate electorate and reserved seats by the communal award of MacDonald. The American publicist who was with Mahatma Gandhi during his Quit India movement was Louis Fisher. Louis Fisher. Louis Fisher was with Mahatma Gandhi during his Quit India movement. Consider the following statements. Assertion A. Britain made India free in 1947. Reason Britain had become weak during the Second World War. Both A and R true, and R is the correct explanation of A. The Congress supported the Khilafat movement mainly for reinstatement of Khalifa, getting the sympathy of the Muslims. So 1 and 3 are correct. Uh, which one of the following begin with the Dandi March? Which one of the following begin with the Dandi March? Civil disobedience movement. Which one of the following began with the Dandi March? Civil disobedience movement. Who represented Indian Christians in the first Round Table Conference held in London? Katie Paul. Katie Paul. Who represented Indian Christians in the first Round Table Conference held in London? Katie Paul. Depressed Class League was established by the Babu Jagjeevan Ram. Depressed Class League was established by Babu Jagjeevan Ram, who has moved a resolution for the creation of Pakistan in the Muslim League session of 1940. Khaliquz-Zaman has moved a resolution for the creation of Pakistan in the Muslim League session of the 1940s. Who among the following gave up his legal practice during the non-cooperation movement? Chittaranjan Das. Chittaranjan Das gave up his legal practice during the non-cooperation movement. Who among the following issued the communal award? Ramsay MacDonald. Who among the following issued the communal award? Ramsay MacDonald. Who among the following were associated with the formation of Swaraj Party? C.R. Das, Chittaranjan Das, Motilal Nehru. Not Subhash Chandra Bose, not Jawaharlal Nehru. Who among the following run Congress radio during the Quit India movement? Usha Mehta. Usha Mehta. Who among the following run Congress radio during the Quit India movement? Usha Mehta. Which one of the following was the result of the Khilafat movement? Hindu-Muslim differences were narrowed down. Which one of the following was the result of the Khilafat movement? Hindu-Muslim differences were narrowed down. Who was the president of the Indian National Congress when it passed the Quit India resolution? Maulana Abul Kalam Azad. Maulana Abul Kalam Azad. Who was the president of the Indian National Congress when it passed the Quit India resolution? Maulana Abul Kalam Azad. The formula for transfer of sovereignty to India in 1947 was known as Mountbatten Plan. The formula for transfer of sovereignty to India in 1947 was known as Mountbatten Plan. Who was elected as president of All India Khilafat Conference in 1919? Mahatma Gandhi. Who was elected as president of All India Khilafat Conference in 1990? Mahatma Gandhi. Motilal Nehru was the leader of Swaraj Party. Who of the following was not in the party? Motilal Nehru was the leader of Swaraj Party. Who of the following was not in the party? C. Rajgopalachari. C. Rajgopalachari was not the leader of Swaraj Party. Motilal Nehru was the leader of Swaraj Party and C. Rajgopalachari was not in the party. So who was the leader of Swaraj Party? Srinivas Iyer, Motilal Nehru, Chittaranjan Das, Vittal Bhai Patel. So Motilal Nehru, Srinivas Iyer, Chittaranjan Das, and Vittal Bhai Patel. These are leaders of Swaraj Party. Among the following, whose adjournment was proposed in Gandhi-Irwin Pact? Civil disobedience movement. Among the following, whose adjournment was proposed in Gandhi-Irwin Pact? Civil disobedience movement, civil disobedience movement, civil disobedience movement. What was the policy of Indian National Congress during Second World War? What was the policy of the Indian National Congress during Second World War? Cooperations of Britain in the case of assertion as assurance of complete independence. What was the policy of Indian National Congress during Second World War? Cooperation of Britain in the case of assertions of the complete independence. Salmon Commission in 1928 came to India with the purpose to consider administrative reform. Salmon Commission in 1928 came to India with the purpose to consider administrative reform. Consider administrative reform. Consider administrative reform. Who gave the slogan Jai Hind? S.C. Bose, Subhash Chandra Bose. Who gave the slogan Jai Hind? Who gave the slogan Jai Hind? Who gave the slogan Jai Hind? S.C. Bose. 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 Consider the following statements. The growth of the socialist tendency in the national movement led to the foundation of the Congress Socialist Party in 1934 under the leadership of Acharya Narendra. The growth of socialist tendency in the national movement led to the foundation of the Congress Socialist Party in 1934 under the leadership of Acharya Narendra. Deva and Jayaprakash Narayan. In 1936, Jawaharlal Nehru urged the Congress to accept socialism as its goal and to bring itself closer to the peasantry and the working class. In 1936, Jawaharlal Nehru urged the Congress to accept the socialism as its goal and its bring itself closer to the peasantry and the working class. Which one of the following is not correct about the Mahatma Gandhi's Dandi Yatra and Salt March? Which one of the following is not correct about Mahatma Gandhi's Dandi Yatra or Salt March? So right option, the march began after the failure of the first round table conference in London. The march began after the failure of the first round table conference in London, and these are which one of the not correct about the Mahatma Gandhi's Dandi Yatra march? So this is not the correct about the Mahatma Gandhi's Dandi Yatra and Salt March. It was the first national activity in which women participated in large numbers. The Dandi March, the Dandi Yatra, Salt March, it was the first national activity in which women participated in large number. Gandhiji allowed the women's participation at the request of the Kamla Devi Chattopadhyay. Gandhiji allowed the women's participation at the request of Kamla Devi Chattopadhyay. The march was fully covered by the Western press. The march was fully covered by the Western press. Who among the following were jailed in the Kanpur Bolshevik conspiracy case in 1924? Who among the following were jailed in the Kanpur Bolshevik conspiracy case in 1924? Muzaffar Ahmad, Aise Dange, Shaukat Usmani, Nalini Gupta. Muzaffar Ahmad, Aise Dange, Shaukat Usmani, Nalini Gupta. Following were jailed in the Kanpur Bolshevik conspiracy case in 1924. Who among the following was not associated with the Kakuri conspiracy case? Who among the following was not associated with the Kakuri conspiracy case? Okay, Surya Sen. Surya Sen was not associated with the Kakuri conspiracy case. Ram Prasad Bismil, Rajendra Lahiri and Asfaqullah Khan. These are associated with the Kakuri conspiracy case, but Surya Sen was not associated with the Kakuri conspiracy case. According to which one of the following plans reports to decisions with regard to the partitions of the Punjab and Bengal was to be taken on the basis of the voting of the members of the respective legislative assemblies? According to the which one of the following plans reports and decisions with regards to the partitions of the Punjab and Bengal was to be taken on the basis of the voting of the members of the respective legislative assemblies. Mountbatten Plan: which one of the following statements about the Cripps mission is not correct? Jawaharlal Nehru and Sardar Patel represented Congress to negotiate with the mission. Jawaharlal Nehru and Sardar Patel represented Congress to negotiate with the mission. Now next, which among the following was not the recommendation of the Nehru report? Separate electorate. Which among the following was not the recommendation of the Nehru report? Separate electorate. Which one of the following were the features of the Quit India movement? It was marked by the unprecedented use of violence. It was marked by the unprecedented use of violence. It was marked by the acute state repression. Which one of the following represents the main phase of the Quit India movement? Which one of the following represents the main phase of the Quit India movement? Strikes, boycotts, and picketing in urban centers. Strikes, boycotts, and picketing in urban centers. Second, widespread attacks in rural area on the many symbols and means of the colonial rule and authority. Example: railway, telegraph lines, and government buildings, and formation of the Home Rule League. This is the this formation of the Home Rule League. This is not the represents the main phase of the Quit India movement. So the Karnataka method. This is the main phase of the Quit India movement. Which one of the following was not the part of the RIMU? Which one of the following was not the parts of the RIMU? Indian National Army and Lord Irwin. Indian National Army and Lord Irwin were not parts of the RIN mutiny. HMIS Talwar and Hunger Strike by the Novel Rating. HMIS Talwar and Hunger Strike by Novel Rating were parts of the RIN mutiny. The proposals of the cabinet mission did not include in the proposal of cabinet mission did not include creation of the sovereign Pakistan with sixth Muslim majority province. Creation of sovereign Pakistan with sixth Muslim majority province. A three-tier structure for the union of India with both provinces and the princely state. Formations of the Constituent Assembly. Which one of the following statements concerning the freedom and partitions of India is not correct? Which one of the following statements concerning the freedom and partition of India is not correct? The February 1947 British Prime Minister Attlee announced that the British were not going to transfer power to Indians come what may. So which one of the following statements concerning the freedom and partition of the Indian is not correct? The February 1947 British Prime Minister Attlee announced that the British were not going to transfer power to Indians come what may. So right options are: Lord Wovell advocate total withdrawal of the British from India by 31 March 1948. It was Lord Mountbatten who speeded up the process of transfer of power, and the plan Balkan was abandoned on the account of Nehru's opposition to it. Which one of the following statements about the Gandhi-Irwin Pact is not correct? Which one of the following statements about the Gandhi-Irwin Pact is not correct? All the lands that had been confiscated were be returned to the original owners. All the lands that had been confiscated were be returned to the original owners. Which one of the following statements about the Gandhi-Irwin Pact is not correct? Gandhi wrote a letter seeking an interview with the voiceless civil disobedience movement was to be discontinued. The imprisonment freedom fighters were to be released. These are. Who among the following did not belong to the group of no changes? Kasturi Ranga Iyengar. Kasturi Ranga Iyengar not belong to group of no changes. So who belong to group of no changes? M. A. Ansari, Vittal Bhai Patel and Chakravarti Rajgopalachari. M.A. Ansari, Vittalbhai Patel, Chakravarti, Rajgopalachari. Which one of the following statements about the Gandhi impact of 1931 is correct? The Congress agreed to take part in the second round table conference. The Congress agreed to take part in the second round table conference. So, which one of the following statement about the Gandhi impact of 1931 is correct? This is correct. But wrong option भी देख लेते हैं. The government would not release those prisoners who had been non-violent. The government would not release those prisoners who had indulged in the peaceful picketing of the Linkware and the foreign clothes shop. The Congress did not agree to the suspension of the Indian disobedience movement. The right option is the Congress agreed to take part in the second round table conference. Statements about the Gandhi impact of 1931 is correct. On 31st December 1929, in which one of the following Congress seasons was proclamations of Purna Swaraj made? Lahore. On 31st December 1929, in which one of the following Congress sessions was proclamations of the Purna Swaraj made? Lucknow. Which one among the following was demanded by the All India Depressed Classes Leaders Conference at Bombay in 1931? Which one among the following was demanded by the All India Depressed Classes Leaders Conference at Mumbai in 1931? Separate electorates for untouchable. Separate electorates for untouchable. Separate electorates for untouchable. Which political party formally accepted the cabinet mission plan on 6 June 1946, which had rejected the demand for the sovereign Pakistan? Sovereign Pakistan. Which political party formally accepted the cabinet mission plan on 6 June 1946, which had rejected the demand for the sovereign Pakistan? The Muslim League. The Muslim League. Which political party formally accepted the cabinet mission plan on 6 June 1946, which had rejected the demand for a sovereign Pakistan? The Muslim League. Match the list 1 to list 2 and select the correct answer using the code given below the list. Rowlatt Act, Salt March. So, Rowlatt Act 1930, Rowlatt Act 1930, Salt March, Salt March, Rowlatt Act, Rowlatt Act 1919, Rowlatt Act 1919, Salt March 1930, Chauri Chaura Incident, Chauri Chaura Incident 1922, Chauri Chaura Incident 1922, and Second Round Table Conference 1931. Consider the following statement about the Salt March. Consider the following statements about the Salt March. Which one of the statements given above are correct? Which one of the statements given above are correct? Which one of the statements given above are correct? So 2, 3 and 4 are correct. Second, the Salt March was widely covered by the American and European press. The Salt March was widely covered by the American and European press. The Salt March was the first nationalist activity in which women participated in large numbers. The Salt March was the first nationalist activity in which women participated in the large numbers. The Salt March impressed upon the British the urgent need to dissolve more power to Indians. So the Salt March was widely covered by the American and European press. The Salt March was the first nationalist activity in which women participated in large numbers, and the Salt March impressed upon the British the urgent need to dissolve more power to India. So these are statements about the Salt March. The Salt March was deliberately ignored by the European media. This is wrong option. In the elections to the provincial legislature in 1937 in British India, only about 10 to 12% of the population had the right to vote. In the elections to the provincial legislature, in 1937 in the British India, only about 10 to 12% of the population had the right to vote. and the Congress won an absolute majority in 5 out of 11 provinces. In the elections of the provincial legislation in 1937 in British India, only about 10 to 12% of the population had the right to vote, and the Congress won an absolute majority in the 5 out of 11 provinces. So now next, wrong option. The untouchable had no rights to vote. Wrong. The Muslim League won more than 80% of the seats reserved from the Muslim. Wrong. Which would be the most appropriate descriptions concerning the Punjab Naujawan Bharat Sabha? It aspired to do political work among youth, peasants and workers. Which would be the most appropriate description? Which would be the most appropriate description concerning the Punjab Naujawan Bharat Sabha? Do political work among youth, peasants and workers. The Ghadar party formed in the USA was determined to start a revolt in India. Which among the following provinces did the party choose to begin its armed revolt? The Ghadar party formed in the USA was determined to start a revolt in India. Which among the following provinces did the party choose to begin its armed revolt? Punjab. Which among the following was the reason of the resignations of the Indian minister in all provinces in the year 1939? India was declared a party to the World War II without the consent of the provincial government. Which among the following was the reasons of the resignations of the Indian ministers in all provinces in the year 1939? India was declared a party to the World War II without the consent of the provincial government. During the Quit India movement, a girl named Karnataka Barwa led a public procession and defying the police tried to enter the police station but was shot dead. This incident took place at Gopur. During the Quit India movement, a girl named Kanaklata Barwa led a public procession and defying the police tried to enter the police station but was shot dead. This incident took place at Gopur. Choose the correct chronological order of the following events. First, Lucknow Pact. Second, Jallianwala Massacre. Lucknow Pact, Jallianwala Massacre. Death of the Bal Gangadhar Tilak and formation of Swaraj Party. Lucknow Pact, Jallianwala Massacre. Lucknow Pact, Jallianwala Massacre. Death of the Bal Gangadhar Tilak, formation of Swaraj Party. Consider the following events and select their correct chronological order from the code given below. Consider the following events and correct their correct chronological order from the code given below. The Jallianwala Bagh tragedy, and then formation of Swaraj Party, and third formation of Naujawan Bharat Sabha and Dandi March. The Jallianwala Bagh tragedy, formation of Swaraj Party, formation of Naujawan Bharat Sabha and Dandi March. Where did the Congress Working Committee meet to pass the Quit India Resolution of 14th July 1942? Wardha. Where did the Congress Working Committee meet to pass the Quit India Resolution of 14th July 1942? Wardha. Who represented Congress in the second roundtable conference? Mahatma Gandhi. Who represented Congress in the second roundtable congress? Mahatma Gandhi. Not by the Jawaharlal Nehru, Motilal Nehru, Abul Kalam Azad. The whole dispute between Subhash Chandra Bose and right wing after the Tripuri session of the Congress centered around to the questions of formation of the Congress Working Committee. The whole dispute between Subhash Chandra Bose and right wing after the Tripuri session of the Congress centered around to the questions of formation of Congress Working Committee, not policy towards princely state, not attitude towards central government, not double membership of the Congress Socialist Party members. In which province Muslim League formed their government after 1946 election? In which province Muslim League formed their government after 1946 election? Bengal, not Northeast province, not Punjab, not Bihar. Muslim League celebrated the day of deliverance in 1939. Muslim League celebrated the day of deliverance in 1939. Muslim League celebrated the Day of the Deliverance, 1939. Who among the following had a Who among the following had primarily used the word Pakistan for separate state of Indian Muslims? Chaudhry Rahmat Ali and his friends. Chaudhry Rahmat Ali and his friends used the words of Pakistan for separate state for Indian Muslims. In 1937 election, Congress secured a clear majority in the state, numbering five. In 1937 election, Congress secured a clear majority in the state, numbering five. Before 1947, 26 January was called as Purna Swaraj Day. Before 1947, 26 January was called as Purna Swaraj Day. The Pakistan resolution was drafted by the Sikandar Hayat Khan. The Pakistan resolution was drafted by the Sikandar Hayat Khan. The Mountbatten Plan, June 1947, provided for a referendum in which of the following provinces: Northwest Frontier Province, Northwest Frontier Province. So, Mountbatten Plan, June, provided for a referendum in which of the following provinces: Northwest Frontier Province. In which session Indian National Congress passed Complete Independence Resolution 1929 AD Lahore? In which session Indian National Congress passed Complete Independence Resolution 1929 AD Lahore? Who was the third Satyagrahi of the individual Satyagraha launched by the Mahatma Gandhi in 1940? Brahma Dutt. Who was the third Satyagrahi of individual Satyagraha launched by the Mahatma Gandhi in 1940? Brahma Dutt. Brahma Dutt. Applied to the name of the Subhash Chandra Bose, Germany. Applied to the name of the Subhash Chandra Bose, Germany. Applied to the name of the Subhash Chandra Bose, Germany. Subhash Chandra Bose renamed Nicobar Island as Swaraj Island. Sub Island. Subhash Chandra Bose renamed Nicobar Island as Swaraj Island. Who was allotted the portfolio of the Labour Department in interim government's cabinet of the 1946 AD? Who was allocated the portfolio of the Labour Department of the interim government's cabinet of 1946 AD? Jagjeevan Ram. Who was allotted the portfolio of the Labour Department in the interim government's cabinet of 1946 AD? Jagjeevan Ram. Who was given the princely portfolio in the national provincial government? Who was given the princely portfolio in the national provincial government? Who was given the princely portfolio in the national provincial government? Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel. Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel. Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel. Who was given the princely portfolio in the national provincial government? Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel. All wrong options are V.P. Menon, Krishna Sahi or C. Rajgopal Sahai. All India Azad Dasta at Bakri ka Tapu was organized during the Quit India movement by Jai Prakash Narayan. All India Raj Dasta at Bakri ka Tapu was organized during the Quit India movement by the Jai Prakash Narayan. The Congress Socialist Party was founded in 1934 by the Jai Prakash Narayan and Acharya Narendra Dev. Jai Prakash Narayan and Acharya Narendra Dev. The Congress Socialist Party was founded in 1934 by Jai Prakash Narayan and Acharya Narendra Dev. Who led cultivators in Bihar during the non-cooperation movement? Who led cultivators in Bihar during the non-cooperation movement? Who led cultivators in Bihar during the non-cooperation movement? Swami Vidyanand. Swami Vidyanand. Who led the cultivators in Bihar during the non-cooperation movement? Swami Vidyanand. Gandhi Ji non-cooperation movement. Wrong options are कौन से हैं? राजकुमार सिंह, श्री कृष्ण सिंह, J.B. Sen. So Gandhiji non-cooperation movement urged people to avoid alcohol. This resulted in a serious loss of revenue for the government. The government of the province circulated a list of the prominent individuals who drank alcohol as a device to persuade people to start drinking again. Named the province Bihar. Gandhiji non-cooperation movement urged people to avoid alcohol. This resulted in the serious loss of revenue for the government, and the government of province circulated a list prominent individuals who drank alcohol as a device to persuade people to start drinking again. Name of the province Bihar. who was not a member of the cabinet mission level, who was not a member of the cabinet mission level, who was not the member of the cabinet mission level, who was not the member of the cabinet mission level. What was the ultimate goal? Gandhiji solved Satyagraha. What was the ultimate goal of the Gandhiji solved Satyagraha? Repeal of the salt laws, wrong option. Curtailment of the government's power, wrong. Economic relief to the common people, wrong. Purn Swaraj of India, these are wrong options. Home Department was establishment under whose president? Home Department was establishment under whose presidency? Sardar Patel. Home Department was establishment under the whose presidency? Sardar Patel. Who joined Subhash Chandra Bose to find All India Forward Bloc and actively associated with the INA movement? Who joined Subhash Chandra Bose to find All India Forward Bloc and actively associated with the INA movement? Sheel Bhadra Yaji. Sheel Bhadra Yaji. Sheel Bhadra Yaji joined Subhash Chandra Bose to find All India Forward Bloc and actively associated with the INA movement. Not Jayaprakash Narayan, not Vaikunt Shukla, not Ram Narayan Prasad, not Vaikunt Shukla, who among the following participated in the Salt Satyagraha of Gandhiji? Who among the following participated in the Salt Satyagraha of Gandhiji? All of these: Sarojini Naidu, Rajkumari, Amrit Kaur, Kamala Devi Chattopadhyay. Sarojini Naidu, Rajkumari, Amrit Kaur, Kamala Devi Chattopadhyay. They are participated in the Salt Satyagraha of Gandhi. In the Nehru report was drafted by the committee headed by Motilal Nehru. Constitutional Agreement in India. Constitutional Agreement in India. The Nehru report was drafted by the committee headed by the Motilal Nehru, and the subject was constitutional arrangement in India. Arrangements in India. Who was the first president of All India Trade Union Congress? Lala Lajpat Rai. Who was the first president? Who was the first president of All India Trade Union Congress? Who was the first president of All India Trade Union Congress? Lala Lajpat Rai. The revolutionary phase of the trade union movement in India was 1926 to 1939. 1926 to 1939. Why did the Mahatma Gandhi support the Khilafat movement? Gandhiji wanted to win the support of the Indian Muslims against the British. Why did Mahatma Gandhi support the Khilafat movement? Gandhi wanted to win the support of the Indian Muslim against the British. Indian Muslim against the British. Why did the Mahatma Gandhi support the Khilafat movement? Gandhi wanted to win the support of the Indian Muslims against the British. Who played an important role in the signing of Gandhi Union Pact? Who played an important role in signing of Gandhi Union Pact? Tej Bahadur Sabro, Tej Bahadur Sabro, Tej Bahadur Sabro, Tej Bahadur Sabro. Who played an important role in the signing of the Gandhi Union Pact? Tej Bahadur Sabro. The Prime Minister of England during the Quit India movement was Churchill. The Prime Minister of England during the Quit India movement was Churchill. The Prime Minister of England during the Quit India movement was Churchill. Which Congress president negotiated with both Cripps Mission and Lord Wavell? Which Congress president negotiated with both Cripps Mission and Lord Wavell? Abul Kalam Azad. Abul Kalam Azad. Which Congress president negotiated with both Cripps Mission and Lord Wavell? Abul Kalam Azad. Due to which of the events Mahatma Gandhi halted the non-cooperation movement? Chauri Chaura incident. Due to the which of the event? During the which of the event Mahatma Gandhi halted the non-cooperation movement? Chauri Chaura incident. Chauri Chaura incident. Due to the in which of the event Mahatma Gandhi halted the non-cooperation movement? Chauri Chaura incident. Not Kakoi case, not Jallianwala Bagh massacre, not Muzaffarpur case. The second round table conference in the London was held in the backdrop of the Irving Gandhi Bank. The second round table conference in London. The second round table conference in London was held in the backdrop of the Irving Gandhi Bank. The second round table conference in London was held in the backdrop of the Irving Gandhi Bank. The word Sarvodaya was primarily used by Mahatma Gandhi. The word Sarvodaya was primarily used by the Mahatma Gandhi. The word Sarvodaya was primarily used by the Mahatma Gandhi at the Congress Working Committee meeting at Allahabad, April-May 1947. Who of the following members was able to secure a majority for his plan of guerrilla war against the Japanese due to Indians' unequivocal stand against Nazism, fascism, and imperialism? At the Congress Working Committee meeting in Allahabad, April-May 1947, who of the following members was able to secure a majority for his plan of guerrilla war against the Japanese due to Indians' unequivocal stand against Nazism, fascism, and imperialism? Jawaharlal Nehru. Jawaharlal Nehru, not Subhash Chandra Bose, not Sarojini Naidu, not Maulana Azad. Where was Azad Hind Fauj set up in 1943? Singapore. Where was Azad Hind Fauj set up in 1943? Where was Azad Hind Fauj set up in 1943? Where was Azad Hind Fauj set up in 1943? Singapore. Which of the following Indian leaders attended the first roundtable conference in London? Maulana Muhammad Ali. Which of the following Indian leaders attended the first roundtable conference in London? Maulana Muhammad Ali. Which of the following Indian leaders attended the first roundtable conference in London? Maulana Muhammad Ali. Maulana Muhammad Ali. Which of the following Indian leaders attended the first roundtable conference in London? Maulana Muhammad Ali. Who viewed Swift's proposal as a post-dated check upon a crashing bank? Mahatma Gandhi. Who viewed Swift's proposal as a posted check upon a crashing bank? Mahatma Gandhi. Mopla rebellion in 1921 was an offshoot Khilafat movement. Mopla rebellion in 1921 was an offshoot of Khilafat movement. Mopla rebellion in 1921 was an offshoot of Khilafat movement. On 16th July 1942, at the Working Committee of the Congress, Mahatma Gandhi discussed for the first time the Quit India policy. The president of the committee was Maulana Abul Kalam Azad. Maulana Abul Kalam Azad. Maulana Abul Kalam Azad. On 16 July 1942, at the Working Committee of the Congress, Mahatma Gandhi discussed for the first time of the Quit India policy. The president of the committee was Maulana Abul Kalam Azad. The famous slogan Swaraj should be for the common people, not only for classes, was given by C.R. Bell. The famous slogan Swaraj should be for the common people, not only for the classes, was given by the C.R. Bell. Agitation against a Chowkidar tax in Begusarai was a part of civil disobedience movement. Agitation against the Chowkidar tax in the Begusarai was a part of the civil disobedience movement. During 1923 to 28, the reputation of the revolutionary activities in Indian politics was due to postponement of the non-cooperation movement by Gandhiji. Postponement of the non-cooperation movement by the Gandhiji. After the failure of the civil disobedience movement, Gandhiji gave importance to the constructive program. After the failure of the civil disobedience movement, Gandhiji gave importance to the constructive program. On which issues did the second roundtable conference fail? Communal delegation. In which issue did the second roundtable conference fail? Communal delegation. In which issue did the second roundtable conference fail? Communal delegation. After passing the resolution of Quit India movement, Gandhiji was arrested in Aga Khan Place. After the passing the resolution of the Quit India movement, Gandhi was arrested in Aga Khan's palace, not in Yarwara jail, not in Naini jail, not in fort of the Ahmednagar. In which context did Jai Prakash Narayan get the recognition of the national leader? Quit India movement. In which context did Jai Prakash Narayan get the recognition of the national leader? Quit India movement. Now, who was the first Indian to be the member of the Communist International? MN1. Who was the first Indian to be the member of Communist International? MN1. Not Muzaffar Ahmad, not S.S. Dangi. In which was the conference of the Khilafat Committee 1920 held that requested Gandhiji to assume the leadership of non-cooperation movement? In which of the city was the conference of the Khilafat Committee in 1920 held that requested Gandhiji to assume the leadership of non-cooperation movement? Allahabad. In which of the city was conference of the Khilafat Committee in 1920 held that requested Gandhiji to assume the leadership of non-cooperation movement? Allahabad. In which of working committee did the Congress adopt the policy abolishing the land owning? Working Committee 1947, Working Committee 1947. In which working committee did the Congress adopt the policy of abolishing land ownership? Working Committee 1947, Working Committee 1947. In which working committee did the Congress adopt the policy of abolishing land ownership? Working Committee 1940, 1945, Working Committee 1941. The result of whose brain is INA and who founded it? Mohan Singh. The result of whose brain is INA and who founded it? Mohan Singh. Mohan Singh, not Subhash Chandra Bose, not Chandrasekhar Azad, not Bhagat Singh. Who among following led the movement for the separate state Pakistan? MD Ali Jinnah. Who among the following led the movement for separate state Pakistan? MD Jinnah, not Aga Khan, not Nawaz Salimullah, not Liaquat Ali Khan. Who among the following led the movement for the separate state Pakistan? MD Ali Jinnah. Which of the following were the main events of the year 1945? Which one of the following were the main events of the year 1945? Rebel Plan, Shimla Conference, INA Trial. Rebel Plan, Shimla Conference, INA Trial. Which of the following were the main events? Main events of the year 1945 was Rebel Plan, Shimla Conference, INA Trial. Who of the following was the president of the All Parties Conference held in February 1928? Who of the following was the president of the All Parties Conference held in February 1928? Dr. M. A. Ansari. Dr. M. A. Ansari was the president of All Parties Conference held in February 1928. In which ground of the Mumbai the proposal was passed for the Quit India Movement Gowalia Tank? Gwalior Treaty, in which ground of Bombay the proposal was passed for Quit India Movement Gwalior Tank, not Marine Drive ground, not Kala Ghoda ground, not Chembur ground. Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose became the president of India National Congress by the defeating which leader? Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose became the president of Indian National Congress by defeating which leader? P. Sitaramaiah. Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose became the president of Indian National Congress by defeating which leader? P. Sitaramaiah. Not Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel, not Jawaharlal Nehru, not Maulana Abul Kalam Azad, not C. Rajagopalachari. During which movement the two brothers Gangaram and Himdev were martyred? Quit India Movement. During the which movement the two brothers Gagan and Himdev were martyred? Quit India Movement. Which event occurred first? Arrival of Simon Commission. Which event occurred first? Arrival of Simon Commission. Arrival of Simon Commission. Who was selected as first Satyagrahi in individual Satyagraha movement by the Mahatma Gandhi? Who was selected as first Satyagrahi in individual Satyagraha movement by the Mahatma Gandhi? Vinoba Bhave. Vinoba Bhave. The idea of the separate nation for Muslims was given by Sir Muhammad Iqbal. The idea of the separate nation of the Muslim was given by the Sir Muhammad Iqbal, not Muhammad Ali Jinnah, not Sir Syed Ahmad Khan, not Liaquat Ali Khan. The draft of the Quit India resolution was prepared by Mahatma Gandhi. The draft of the Indian Quit resolution was prepared by the Mahatma Gandhi. On whose suggestions were the Indians kept out of the Simon Commission? Lord Irwin. Whose suggestions were the Indians kept out of the Simon Commission? Lord Irwin. Consider the following reports connected with Muslim grievances in the Congress administered province. Consider the following reports connected with the Muslim grievances in the Congress administered province. Pirpur Report, Sharif Report, Muslim sufferings under Congress rule. So these are reports connected with the Muslim grievances in the Congress administered province. Which one of the following had supported the Quit India Resolution of 1942? Which one of the following had supported the Quit India Resolution of 1942? Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel. Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel. Which one of the following had supported the Quit India Resolution of 1942? Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel. Not A.J. Azad, not Rajendra Prasad, not Jawaharlal Nehru. Who amongst the following made the regular broadcasted on Congress radio operated during Quit India movement? Who amongst The following made regular broadcasted on the Congress radio operated during the Quit India movement: Ram Manohar Lohia, not Jayaprakash Narayan, not Subhash Chandra Bose, not Sucheta Kripalani. Who amongst the following was responsible for the formation of the independence of Indian League in 1928? Who amongst the following was responsible for the formation of independence of the Indian League in 1928? Jawaharlal Nehru, Subhash Chandra Bose. Jawaharlal Nehru, Subhash Chandra Bose, not Acharya Narendra Dev, not Jayaprakash Narayan. In the interim government 1946, who held the railway portfolio? In the interim government 1946, who held the railway portfolio? Asaf Ali. Asaf Ali, Asaf Ali held the interim government 1946 railway portfolio. The title given by the British government to Mahatma Gandhi, which he surrendered during the non-cooperation movement, was the title given by the British government to Mahatma Gandhi, which surrendered during the non-cooperation movement, was Kasere Hind. Kasere Hind. The title was Kasere Hind. Who hosted the Indian flag at midnight of December 31st, 1929? Jawaharlal Nehru. Who hosted the Indian flag at midnight of the December 31st, 1929? Jawaharlal Nehru. Which of the following parties did not support Quit India movement? Which of the following parties did not support the Quit India movement? The Hindu Mahasabha, the Communist Party of India, the Unionist Party of Punjab, all of above. All of above. The Which of the following parties did not support the Quit India movement? The Hindu Mahasabha, the Communist Party of India, the Unionist Party of Punjab, all of above. Who among the following had not advocated in INA Red Fort trial in 1945? Who among the following had not advocated in INA Red Fort trial in 1945? Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel. Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel. Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel. For which of the following reasons Swaraj Party founded in India? Withdrawal of non-cooperation movement by Mahatma Gandhi. Withdrawal of non-cooperation movement by Mahatma Gandhi. Entering in the Council of Recessions in the Government of India's Act of 1919 by Don't Let Them Work. Gandhi of the Non-Cooperation Movement by the Mahatma Gandhi and entering in the council at resection the Government of India's Act of the 1919 by Don't Let Them Work. These are the correct options. Wrong options क्या है? Repression by the British government and it believed by the Indians that they should feel the experience of administration. These are wrong options. Which of the following leaders participated in second round table conference? Which of the following leaders participated in second round table conference? Mahatma Gandhi, Sarojini Naidu, Madan Mohan Malviya. Mahatma Gandhi, Sarojini Naidu, Madan Mohan Malviya. Mahatma Gandhi, Sarojini Naidu, Madan Mohan Malviya. From which ashram? From which ashram did Mahatma Gandhi start Dandi March? Sabarmati. From which ashram did Mahatma Gandhi started Dandi March? Sabarmati. Who coined the slogan Quit India? Yusuf Meher Ali. Who coined the slogan Quit India? Yusuf Meher Ali. Who among the following had not participated in the second round table conference? Uh, who among the following had not participated in the second round table conference? Uh, प्यारेलाल नैयर. प्यारेलाल नैयर. Wrong options are Mahadev Desai, Madan Mohan Malviya, Jawaharlal Nehru. The head office of Azad Hind Fauj is situated at Rangoon. The head office of Azad Hind Fauj is situated at Rangoon. Who among the following officers of Azad Hind Fauj did not face famous Red Fort trials? Mohan Singh. Who among following officers of Azad Hind Fauj did not face famous Red Fort trials? Mohan Singh, not Gurdial Singh, not Prem Sehgal, not Sahanwal. Who among the following held the office of Speaker in the Central Legislative Assembly of British era and Parliament of Free India? G.V. Maulankar. Wrong option Sir Abdur Rahim, Anand Shayanam Iyengar and Vittal Bhai Patel.